Update my 20F sisters 28F behavior towards my boyfriend 21M is horrendous. I'm on mobile. I apologize for any mistakes. Hi. First of all, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your help. I'm really grateful for the support I've received here, and all those little messages some of you sent me really made me understand the situation I was in. The many comments I read here gave me the strength I needed to talk to my sister. Thank you, guys. I should probably tell you that this might not be the perfect badass ending you all were expecting, and I apologize for that. I've always had a hard time standing up against my sister. Like I said in my original post, my boyfriend doesn't like confrontations either, and he's also a huge people pleaser, which makes the situation harder for both of us. Nevertheless, I finally decided to talk to my sister yesterday. She was actually sitting in my living room in her underwear and bra, and I completely lost my shit. I told her multiple times to wear some clothes, but she said it was too hot, which it was not. She then made a small comment about me being insecure about my BF liking her or something like that, and that made me angry. I sat her down and we talked. I told her she was making me uncomfortable. She was making my boyfriend uncomfortable, and we wanted her to leave. She looked very shocked by it because I don't think I have ever talked to her like that. She immediately apologized though. She said she didn't know or some bullshit, which I wasn't going to fall for this time. I gave her an ultimatum. She needed to pack her shit and get out in 3 hours. She looked very emotional and she apologized a lot, said sorry a lot, and told me she loved me. She said she would never intentionally try to hurt me. If I misunderstood her actions, it wasn't her fault. She kept saying she didn't know. She said she was just trying to be friendly to my boyfriend, which is not true at all. I asked her if sexually harassing someone was friendly to her, and she started crying. By this time, my BF, who was in our bedroom, avoiding my sister and her skimpy clothing, came to support me. She kind of directed her questions towards him. She asked him if she was making him uncomfortable. He said yes, and she cried and apologized. She then tried to gain his sympathy by saying that I was kicking her out when she had no place to go. She also lied that I was always mean to her. She completely ignored me and asked him if she could stay. She had nowhere else to go. Of course he said no. What the fuck did she think? I will forever remember the look on her face. So yeah, she actually refused to leave, cried a lot and said she was jobless and she didn't have money, no place to stay, no friends, etc. I told her she had no friends because she was a bitch. The first time I said something like this to my sister, she then tried to guilt trip me to let her stay by repeating the words "I'm your sister, family, I love you," etc. Me and my boyfriend helped her pack all her stuff and put it next to her car. I told her that she can stay in her car. I didn't care. I wanted her to go. It wasn't really epic like some of you wanted. I was actually crying a little while I was shouting at her because I was shaking so much. At one point my BF had to tell me to calm down. It was just so overwhelming. I'm just glad she's gone. She did leave eventually. She was calling someone and I'm pretty sure she went back to her own flat. Thank God she's not going to my parents because I don't think she knows how to quarantine. I know she won't quarantine, and this was the main reason I was hesitant to kick her out. 2 to 3 hours after she left, my mom called me and yelled at me for kicking her out. I shouldn't have been shocked when she accused my BF of bothering my sister. My mom also asked me what kind of man I was dating, I should leave him, etc. I should have expected that, really. I tried to reason with her, but my mom was just angry at me. She asked me things like how can you do this to your own sister and similar bullshit she should be asking my sister. At that point I was so fucking angry. I was in tears and shaking. I just told her to fuck off in anger and hung up. It was just a weird day. I'm proud of myself for finally standing up to my sister, but I also don't really feel like getting up from my bed. My BF is back to his cheerful self and I'm happy about that, but I just feel like such an idiot. I should have realized my mom would never take my side a long time ago. I just don't understand what I did to make my mom so angry at me. Why doesn't she love me? I have done everything she asked me to do, but she never takes my side in things. I just want her to fucking love me and support me for once. It just never happens and I feel like I'm a fucking idiot for even trying. I think she regrets I was even born. Anyway, fuck that. I'm done trying to reason with them. My mom will never believe me. Pretty sure my sister lied to her, so mom keeps calling and trying to speak to my BF. I'm currently thinking of cutting off all of my family. All they do is make me feel like shit. I deserve better than that. My boyfriend deserves better than that. I apologize for venting. What's done is done. I don't regret it. I'm glad I have my boyfriend and he loves me unlike my family and we finally have some alone time. He's been so moody, but right now he's actually cooking and stuff and he hasn't done that ever since sister came here, so yeah. I'm glad she's gone. My boyfriend is glad she's gone. I finally have some peace and quiet in my home. Thank you so much to everyone. I don't think I can thank you all enough. Some of you talked to me, sent me messages and it really opened my eyes. I'll take care of myself and my boyfriend now. Thank you, smiley face, edit, thank you everyone. I've been reading your comments. I'm still shocked by the support I've received here. Please know that I appreciate it so much, even though I may not be able to reply. Thank you. You said not to expect a badass ending, but you were a stone cold badass. I'm so proud of you for self-advocating and for protecting the man you love from a sexual predator. I know that must have been incredibly painful, but the worst part is over. The infection's gone. It'll still hurt, but keep yourself clean and away from her and you'll make it. Well done. Thank you for saying that. I'll remember this whenever I need some extra courage in the future. Dude, you kicked her out on her ass and told your whole family to fuck off. If that's not badass, I don't know what is. I guess you could have thrown her shit out the window and blown up her car or something. It sounds like your sister, and mom, are narcissists. There are subs for that. I didn't write this, it's been around for a while. In case you haven't seen it. A narcissist's prayer. That didn't happen. And if it did, it wasn't that bad. And if it was, that's not a big deal. And if it is, that's not my fault. And if it was, I didn't mean it. And if I did, you deserved it. You are amazing and strong. It is completely understandable that you are overwhelmed by the rejection of your mother. That is deep down pain that cuts to the bone. It is healthy for you to mourn and process your grief. Your sister is your mother's golden child, and this pitting children against each other is a common tactic of narcissistic and abusive parents. For your own sanity, I would go no contact for a while and focus on healing. I would look up resources in your area and see if you can talk to a counselor, and check out some self-help books as well. There are also some good subs like r/justnafamily and r/raisedbynarcissists with people who have been through the pain you are experiencing and can help with advice. Sending virtual hugs your way, you will come out of this a stronger person. I am unbelievably proud of you, Op. You did exactly the right thing, don't cave. Definitely take a step back from your family. Ignore their calls for a few weeks. You owe them nothing based on how unfairly they treat you and your sister. Family doesn't mean shit if they don't treat you like family should. Keep your chin up, and allow yourself to grieve your past. You have a better, brighter future because of your actions today. 3. Bravery is not the absence of fear. Bravery is acting despite feeling very afraid. You don't need more courage, you have more than you think. I was going to joke about how there weren't any big explosions that you walked away from without looking back, but then I realized that's exactly what happened, metaphorically speaking. Time to put on some sunglasses. Being badass is doing what needs to be done, especially when it's terrifying. You did good. That scene was very familiar to me. My brother is a narcissist and my mom was his enabler. Everything your sister and mom did and said is straight out of their playbook, though it manifested differently. I'm very glad you stood up for yourself and your boyfriend. Sadly, your mom may never be able to admit what your sister is. But you can make your own family, one that will not bully and gaslight you, but will love you for yourself. The next few months will be hard, but give yourself some recognition. You're on your way to a better future where you matter. I'd buy you a congratulatory cake if I could. You did extremely well. I know you're going to feel like shit for a while, but you're on the way to not feeling like shit. I promise that when that happens, you will be so happy for what you've done. Don't downplay your success, up. Even badass people need to cry after doing something hard. I don't understand why the sister couldn't stay at her own flat during quarantine in the first place. She'll be fine. People like that always look out for themselves. You did a heroic thing, seriously. You should know that. It is not easy to stand up against toxic relatives, but it must be done if you want to protect the people you love. And you did the right thing by standing up to your mom. She's abusive. She's a grown woman, no matter how much your mom made you feel like it is, she is not your responsibility. Don't feel guilty for kicking her out. If she can't be an adult, it's of her and your mother's own doing. You're the one your mother should be proud of. Clearly you are doing well on your own despite your upbringing. Why she would be proud of an adult who can't take care of themselves is beyond me. You did well by standing up for yourself and your boyfriend. You don't have to keep in contact with them just because they are your family. Toxic is toxic. You would be better off without them in my opinion. At first glance, I would have said that she was scared and wanted to be with her sister/best friend, but through your post we know that isn't the case. It looks like her need to be the center of attention is why she was there, doing anything she could to capture the attention she so desperately craved. We all couldn't be more proud of the way you stood up to her though. You are a badass. What baffles me is that she didn't stop her renting contract. She says she can't afford it, but she didn't actually move out of there, she just stayed somewhere else. So she's still paying rent with money she's claiming not to have? If groceries are the problem, your parents might as well have sent her $30 a week for some milk and eggs rather than suggest she move location completely. What baffles me is that she didn't stop her renting contract. She says she can't afford it, but she didn't actually move out of there, she just stayed somewhere else. So she's still paying rent with money she's claiming not to have? If groceries are the problem, your parents might as well have sent her $30 a week for some milk and eggs rather than suggest she move location completely. Suggest she move location completely. Suggest she